everyone, welcome to this update video. I trust and hope you're doing good this morning. So we'll be looking at what is happening in the tropics. So there is a new tropical storm that has developed in the eastern Pacific. It's Tropical Storm Carlotta. Not something surprising. I showed you guys the disturbances yesterday and those with, the high chances of development. So one of those has intensified into Tropical Storm Carlotta, which could further become a hurricane by later today. So that's what's going on in the eastern Pacific. Still two other disturbances over there. The good news, not a threat to land right now. As for the Atlantic Basin, we can see that it's a little active in parts of the West Caribbean and the northeastern Caribbean as well. Lots of showers and thunderstorms right now currently associated with the disturbance that is in the area. So it is going to continue moving across the greater Antilles. So heading into this weekend and early next week, it's going to be making its way through the area, eventually entering the Gulf. So models are now favoring the system to move into the Gulf and showing something quite interesting for next week. So that's definitely something we'll be looking at in this update video. So as I said, there's quite a bit of showers and thunderstorms within the parts of the Caribbean, some of which is associated with or disturbance. So in parts of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, even Hispaniola, especially towards the Dominican Republic, there's quite a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity this morning. So as this continues, move into the northwest or west-northwest rather, other areas such as the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, even Jamaica, Cuba, potentially the Cayman Islands could be impacted because we're not talking about something that is very defined or organized. So we'll find all these scattered showers and thunderstorms across a wide area, which will be influencing the rainfall. So for some areas, there hasn't been a whole lot of rain either. So this would actually be helpful as the disturbance moves through. Now we're looking at the rainfall forecast for the short term, and we can see it's pretty colorful for parts of the northeastern islands. So there could be some additional downpours in parts of the Lesser Antilles. Of course, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Hispaniola, which comprises the Dominican Republic and Haiti. And then eventually for parts of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, headed to sections of Cuba, may experience some downpours today. Similar thing for Jamaica, although it may not be for the entirety of the island. Cayman Islands may experience some passing showers. And then as we head towards Central America, very colorful for most areas. So there could be some additional heavy rain within the area. ABC Islands, as well as parts of the Windward Islands, may not experience a whole lot of rain. So that includes Barbados, even parts of St. Lucia, St. Vincent, the Grenadines, Grenada, Tobago. A couple showers may move through parts of Trinidad, and then for northern South America, scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially as we head into this afternoon. So as it pertains to the disturbance, it is currently given a 60% chance of development. So this chance has been constant for some time now. However, as I said, models are favoring development, and they are favoring this entering the Gulf of Mexico. And I've spoken about it in previous videos that, hey, the Gulf is notorious for producing some very intense systems that move through once other environmental conditions are conducive and they make their way into those very warm waters. We tend to see some very quick intensification that has happened with so many systems before. So right now, in the short term, it won't develop. It's very, very unlikely because one, it's interacting with land, and two, the environment on a whole is just not the most favorable right now. But let's go ahead and take a look at the models to see what they're expecting as we head into the new week with this disturbance here. So we are kickstarting with the GFS, and all these green shadings you're seeing indicate the precipitation rate, and those black lines are called isobars. They join areas of equal pressure. So in terms of tropical cyclone, to identify where tropical cyclone could be is those isobars being in a circular manner, and we see an L to show that it's an airflow pressure. When we have those isobars being a lot more tightly packed, that is usually indicating a steep gradient or a stronger system essentially. So let's go ahead and look at the GFS model. We have the forecast time up there. All this moisture is going to be moving across the greater Antilles, as I've mentioned, not seeing any immediate development. Then GFS shows it intensifying as it heads into the eastern Gulf, moves across Florida, and then crosses to the southeast states where it gains some more intensity before moving back inland and loitering around the area. So the GFS is showing that, hey, this is going to be all over the place as we head into next week. So this is a pretty interesting forecast here, because if we're going to have something loitering around too much, it could be a significant rainmaker. As it relates to the Euro model, Euro is not showing a whole lot of development. We can see all that moisture, but not seeing anything too defined. However, we're definitely seeing that it shows something lingering in the eastern Gulf of Mexico as we're going to be heading through next week. And then as for the Icon model, Icon is not showing something really lingering, but definitely anticipates development. We can see that L and those isobars being in the circular manner, so that could potentially be a tropical storm at that time. Eventually the model shows some level of intensification before the system makes its way into Florida. So there we can see that there is a consistent trend now with these models expecting Gulf development of the disturbance. As of right now, it is not designated as an INVEST, which is an area of investigation being closely monitored for development. However, I am eventually expecting that will happen. But for right now, for the short term, as all this activity moves through the Greater Antilles, there could be some periods of heavy rain, which may be enough to trigger some level of flooding. I spoke about it yesterday, and this rainfall threat is going to be shifting further to the west. Not necessarily a rainfall threat, because some areas actually do need the increased rain. Many areas have been dry, but at the same time, too much of one thing isn't good, because too much rain can lead to flooding, and that can have other consequences. So hopefully that's not going to be the case, but it's definitely all this rain is going to be shifting more to the west. Again, the next areas that will be impacted, we have currently the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, so the Turks and Caicos, parts of the Bahamas, Haiti, eventually areas such as Jamaica and Cuba could experience that increase or that surge in rain as the system is going to be making its way through the area. And I'll be keeping you guys posted on it as well as time goes by. And again, over in the Pacific, we have Tropical Storm Carlotta. Let's talk a little bit more about it just to, be up to speed. So Carlotta currently has maximum sustained winds of 60 miles per hour, and it is making its way to the west-northwest at 12 miles per hour. So you can see it well offshore Mexico, and it is forecast to become a hurricane maybe by later today. Not expected to be a major hurricane as of right now. The NHC is forecasting that peak intensity of Carlotta could be 105 miles per hour, which would put it at a Cat 2. And just after Carlotta, while she's moving out to the west-northwest, there's that other disturbance. It's actually losing its potential to become anything out there. And then we have that other disturbance, which is given that high chance of development. The next name after Carlotta is Dani'i. So we could have Dani'i in a matter of days. So the Pacific is getting quite active. The Atlantic is trying to get there as well, especially as we head into August. I mean, today's the first day of August. So guys, I'm going to be keeping you posted as necessary. And that is it for this update video. I do hope you found it to be informative. But if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll respond to you when I have the chance to do so. And remember to always be weather-wise.